If you're new and you're not a part of this little home barista community we have here, please consider subscribing to this channel and also pressing that bell button as well, so you get notifications every time we post a new video. And also, if you're feeling generous and you kind of have an extra dollar in that pocket, there is a PayPal link below where you can contribute, and if you like our work, you can also support it that way. Today, we have an interesting coffee over here that I ordered from a specialty roaster in Melbourne. That's kind of an institution in the specialty coffee industry here, because it's been operating for many years. I don't remember since exactly which year they've been operational, but I think it's since the 80s, something like that. And the name of the roastery is called Genovese Coffee, and they have this specialty division within the roastery where they source specialty coffee from all over the world. I actually ordered 4 bags of coffee from them. I got, let's see, I got a natural Ethiopian Walichu Wachu, washed Ethiopian Kedamai, a Kenyan washed processed Gicherori, and a washed Honduras El Puente. And then I put a little poll on Instagram, and the people who voted out of all of these 4 coffees chose the washed Ethiopia Kedamai. So today that's what we're going to try. These are all light roasted coffee, just as a disclaimer, because that's how we do things around here. And we're going to give it a go as espresso, although it says over here that it's a filter roast. Because we don't play by the rules. And we're going to have some fun. We're going to try it black and with milk. And let's see what happens. Me and my friend Chris always order different types of coffees from different roasters. And then what we do is we would get a kilo of coffee and then split it in half. And that way we get to try different coffees all the time. And it's very exciting, and it also doesn't hurt the pocket as well, because otherwise, you know, a kilo of specialty coffee costs 65 Australian dollars. So, you know, it's not like you can buy a kilo of specialty coffee every week, because what happens then is you go bankrupt.
Makes sense.
I think it makes sense. So yeah, this is a nice way of enjoying different coffees on a budget. Valeria is obviously here, and she's gonna be the official taste judge from Italy.
What makes it more, makes it more high quality, the Italian judge.
The Italian judge. What I'm gonna do today is what I always do with espresso. It's gonna be a 19 gram dose, 1 to 2 brewing ratio. I usually start with a grind setting of 5E, because I found that that way is the easiest way to adjust my grind if I need adjusting, because the espresso range is somewhere around there between 5 and 6. So we just start bang on in the middle. Coffee is here. It's not a very aromatic coffee, because washed coffees tend to pop out a bit more once you grind the beans. So let's see what happens.
We got some people checking in.
Hello, people.
Hello.
Put some more beans.
Yeah. The 2 symbolic extra beans.
Alright, let's see. Bang on, 19 grams. grounds.
Cool. We got Basic Barista. I think it's Leon.
Oh, Liam. Hello, Liam.
Good morning. And he said, what are we having today? So I think we already answered the
We're
question.
having the Ethiopian Kedamai. Kedamai, I don't know. I think it's pronounced like that.
And then we
A
have
washed Ethiopian coffee.
from Limu.
What does it say over there? That it's gonna be a classic example of a washed Ethiopian coffee. So it's probably gonna be nice, juicy, floral, and with bright fruit acidity.
It's peach, pink grapefruit, guava, and a bit of lime acidity and floral finish.
But this is espresso though, so.
True. And then we
So-
have George. Hello, good morning to you two coffee enthusiasts.
George is here.
And Jason is here as
Jason
well.
is here as well.
Good morning.
Hello, Jason and George and Liam.
We have Hans saying, is it a dark roast?
Oh, definitely not dark.
No.
Hans. Not around here. It's a pretty light roasted coffee, to be honest.
Doesn't say over here, right?
Wait.
That it's a light roast.
It doesn't have to
It
say it's a
doesn't.
filter roast. The main.
I'm trying to figure things out.
Okay. Let's see what we get for the first time. The machine is preheated. It's nice and hot. Let's see if it's too fine. It might be a bit too fine.
An hour later.
Yeah.
Oh, is it gonna explode?
Yeah, there we go, it started.
Yazid said, I like watching make espresso. No, espresso. And then Jason, does it have a hint of lentil aftertaste?
Oh my god. We're definitely gonna add a lentil milk to it.
I didn't even think it was a thing.
Well, I think this is a 45-second extraction, guys. This is gonna be fucked up.
Shall we try? Shall we just leave it?
Yeah, why not?
Hans says, you don't like dark roasts? I don't mean oily.
Not really, to be honest. You know, coffee here in I mean, we're spoiled for choice here in Melbourne, and there is so much better coffee you could try other than some dark roasted beans, such as the usual classic Italian suspects.
I don't mind. I don't mind.
Try it. It's not ideal, but we're gonna adjust the grind now. I'm gonna have to grind coarser.
I don't know.
It's a bit unpleasant.
A little bit.
Probably channeled a lot as well because obviously the coffee was, the grounds were very fine. So that's what happens. And this sun is gonna cause issues as well now.
Let me see.
You wanna see the quality of the video? You can actually see it over there. You can't be
No, it's just that over there it's lagging a bit. Yeah, you're a bit lit from from behind, but it's not overwhelming. Just put it down a bit. Yeah, better.
better. Yeah, this sun in the morning is not ideal for making videos, but we just have to do with what we have with.
Okay, we got some comments. Yazid asks, which best, Gacha or Breville Express?
So, I like this gajo over here. I haven't tried Barista Express, so you know it's difficult to recommend something if you haven't tried it. So it depends how much money you have. If you have the money to buy the Breville, do that. I think the Breville is a bit more expensive though. Yeah, I think so. Let's see.
9:20 p.m. in the UK. Your tips and tricks video for the Data Plastic Pro was one of the most useful and informative that I've seen. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, Domenico. We really appreciate it. That was one of our first videos.
Yeah.
It's obviously the most popular video.
Still going strong.
Yes, still going strong. And the thing is, now that we have the PID on the Gaja Classic, we can't really revisit that video because over there we're talking about temperature surfing, with something which we're not doing now because the PID is doing most of the work now for us.
Which is good.
But for everyone else who doesn't have a PID, I think that's a very helpful video and people have enjoyed it a lot, which is good. I think that's probably the biggest reason our channel took off, which is awesome. You know?
It is great.
It means we've added some value to people's coffee routine, I guess. And that's what we're trying to do at the end of the day. Take two.
But someone comments.
There we go.
That seems more normal.
This is going to be good. It's so nice and syrupy and thick from what I can see here. And I think we'll be right on time as well.
The waiting.
Yes. 36 grams, 30 seconds. Could be a bit coarser, we'll see, depending on how it tastes. But I have high hopes for this one.
Okay. You stir violently.
Not angry. Just gotta stir it up nicely.
So-
That's zesty. What is the main thing?
Oh,
Probably.
that's better. Yeah, that's much better.
Her face doesn't express that,
It's just because
that feeling of better.
it's zesty.
It's zesty.
But it's still
Fruity.
yeah. It's still very strong according to my
I'd
liking. So
I'd say this is a grapefruit acidity. So it, when you have a juicy grapefruit, obviously, that zesty taste kind of hits you, and then there is a slight pleasant bitterness behind it.
I like the aftertaste though. Like it's not.
It's just lingering in the background, basically,
Yes.
which is spot on.
Who was this guy? Was it Jake? Happy Smoking?
Yes.
Okay. Hi Jake.
Hello, Jake.
He says.
And
Hi,
Maddie
Jake.
is here on the live as well.
Maddie! Good morning. He asks, how do you know what channel grounds look like?
Oh, you see it when you're making espresso. I mean, it's not like a rule, but most of the time, when you grind too fine, the water can't pass through the very fine grounds. So what it does, water will find the path of least resistance, and then that would be a channel in the puck, and it just starts. All of the water starts passing through one particular spot in the coffee bed. And that's what happens with channeling, you know. Water passes through the path of least resistance, and it doesn't extract evenly across the coffee puck. And that's probably what happened before, because I could see the coffee pouring slowly out of the spouts, and all of a sudden it just starts pouring violently all over the place, which means there was a crack somewhere in the coffee bed that produced channeling, basically. If we had a naked portafilter, it would be easier to, how can I put it, easier to diagnose channeling and see it, but we don't. So we'll probably get one soon.
Hans asks, what do you think of good quality Robusta?
I don't know, I haven't tried good quality Robusta.
Ooh, yet.
Never. No.
Okay.
Most of the coffee here in Melbourne is Arabica. I mean, almost all of it. I've never had a coffee that has Robusta in it, as far as I know. Maybe I've had it
I didn't know.
back in Italy, or I don't know. I wouldn't know. Like, not the expert for that.
Oh, Yazid is from Saudi Arabia. Have a great day, you
Hello,
too.
Yazid, right?
Yazid. Yes.
Yazid. Saudi Arabia.
That's
Well,
all.
that's nice to see we have people from there as well. So thank you for joining us from Saudi Arabia as well. Hello to everyone.
And Jason asks, do you time when the first drop hits the cup or when you hit the third one?
Huh? Jason,
Yeah.
yesterday we made a video because Madeline is back, so we did our first video after her holiday. And it's a video where I put 16 most commonly asked questions on this channel since the beginning of times, basically of COVID times. And in one of those, in the video, one of those questions is that one. And I start timing as soon as I press the blue button. That way you keep it nice and consistent, and there is no other way. Whoever says that they're timing their shots when they see the first drop probably doesn't know what they're talking about, to be honest. Just me. What can I say? So we tried it as black espresso. Now we're gonna try it as milk.
It gets me quite excited.
And I'm already 2 coffees deep now, so there's gonna be some shaking going on later on.
Yes.
Yes?
Mm-hmm.
That's good. That's what this work does.
Hans is from Germany. Here in Germany, there's few roasters who are working on good Robusta. Okay.
Well, where from Germany are you, Hans? You should definitely try the Bahn, B-A-R-N. That's a very good roastery in Germany. It actually has been the winner of the best roastery in Europe for the past, I don't know how many years.
Is it where we've been?
Yes.
Ah.
5 Elephants is another one.
In
Those
Berlin.
2 one that were in Berlin,
Mm-hmm.
right? But they have shops around Germany. I don't know exactly which cities, but those 2 are the best. 5 Elephants and the Bahn.
From Take Care Man.
Take Care
Is
Man. What's his name?
I don't know.
Thank
Take
you
Care
for the
Man.
contribution. We really appreciate it. We wish we would know your name, because Take Care Man is probably not your real name, but you take care too.
And he asks, what does it mean when the espresso is coming out of Gaja really slowly?
That means you're probably grinding.
Todd.
Hello, Todd. Thank you for
Coming
coming
out.
out. If the espresso is coming out too slowly, it means the coffee is probably too fine. An easy fix is to grind a bit coarser and see what happens. It should neither come out too slow nor too fine. You know, but if you're following a recipe, if you're weighing out your beans, if you have a look at our previous videos where we're talking about Espresso 101, where I'm talking about how to dial in a coffee and so on, you will get more familiar with how it's supposed to be done, basically. Or at least how it's done over here. But I think that's how it's supposed to be done as well, because it's not only me doing this. Anyway,
Tamp.
time for a milky coffee. Let us see. There's still this aftertaste of this coffee lingering in my mouth.
True.
What do you reckon? It's really grapefruit, acidity, and a bit of the bitterness as well.
Yeah, funny. with grapefruit.
Mhm. Oh wait, it's an actual tasting note on it.
Yes,
Oh,
so that would make sense.
fair enough.
There should be also tasty notes of peach, but like you said, it's maybe with espresso you have more of those.
Who knows? I also have a pour of a kettle now, thanks to Liam from Basic Barista.
Hey.
And yesterday I did my first V60. And I tried the TMBean coffee. And look, can't go wrong with pour over coffee either.
So nice.
We will get into that as well eventually. Probably next week we'll do a little video on how to do a V60 or something like that. So that way we will start covering more and more of what coffee can offer instead of just being stuck with espresso. You know, you got the French press, the AeroPress, the V60, Kalita, and so on. You know, there is many different brewing methods and brewing devices. So
Oh yes.
you know.
Oh, we have a question from George. Do you tamp until there's a slight resistance?
That's what I actually tamp. How can I put it? I don't tamp until my arm hurts, right? What I do is I tamp slowly and a couple of times until there is no more movement within the coffee bed.
That's pretty specific.
Yes, that's how I do it. So I also kind of wiggle the tamper around. We should actually do a video about this because it's pretty important.
It's a
And yes, it's a tamping technique that I saw Matt Perger use, and I saw it from him. And that way you are evenly tamping across all sides of the coffee bed, and you're decreasing the chances of channeling. So basically what I do is wiggle the tamper around until there is no more movement within the coffee bed. That way I'm not hurting my wrist by doing only this, but rather it's just like a circular motion.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have these points on the tamper that I use as a reference for where I have applied pressure on it. We will do a video about this because this is very important actually. So thank you for pointing it out basically. Because I haven't actually thought about it, but it's so important because it makes a huge difference if you do it right or you do it wrong.
Yes. Max says, great stuff. Do you have or use the brew burr with the sete? The brew bar. I think it is. With the sete? If so, what do you think?
I don't know what that means.
We need more explanation, Max.
Yes, Max, if you, what is the brew burr? Brew burr.
Yeah.
What would that mean?
Next, Hans, are you guys Italian?
Valeria is Italian. Madeline is a double citizen.
Well, I'm a double citizen.
Yeah, both of them. Anyway, Madeline and Valeria are both double citizens now, Australian and Italian. Valeria is born in Italy. Madeline is born in Australia.
It's a nice
And
exchange.
I am Macedonian.
I don't know about in the Balkans. Jason, thank you, Jason. He gave
Thank
us
you, Jason. #1 fan. Thank you for the contribution.
And
Me and Jason have been chatting. Oh, look at this. A little puck.
Oh, just
Me
fell.
and Jason have been chatting offline. I mean, not offline. Off the
scenes.
YouTube, yeah, behind the scenes a lot. And he's an awesome dude from
Yes, he is.
from New Jersey. Was it? I
No,
think
from Canada. Somewhere in Canada, I think.
so. Doesn't matter. He has a nice BMW
I don't know.
motorcycle.
And then Todd Brewer is a coarser burr for pour over and French
Oh no,
press.
this is just the standard burrs that arrive with the grinder basically. So the only thing I've added is that little shim to be able to grind for espresso. Otherwise, nothing has been changed on this grinder, so it's like out of the box as they send it. I didn't know there is a different burr that you can select for different brewing methods, but
The more you
no
know.
idea.
Yes, Jason is from Boston.
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 Yes, that's in the US. It's not in Canada.
I don't know. I understood that he was from Canada. Oh.
I have some milk here.
Let's do it.
Let's try this as a milky drink. I think this is gonna be delicious.
I'm looking forward to it.
Anyway. It's so cool to see people interact in the comments.
Yeah.
I say this every time it happens, but it still amazes me. Because I don't know, when we're doing the normal videos, when we are shooting, offline basically, it's the three of us, whereas now we feel more connected, right?
Yeah. There's much more interaction, and it's so cool.
Cool. Anyway,
Let's do
let's
it.
steam some milk. Oh, I need to.
Are you okay?
I'm just waiting for the temperature of the steam to go up again, which it is now. This is a nice coffee. I've never tried coffee from Genovese before, so we'll definitely come back to them more often now. They also have a very wide choice of different coffee origins. Since they I think they source their beans on their own, so then they're not buying from a third party. They actually go into the country of origin and do direct trade, I guess. I think that's what it's called.
So cool.
So probably that's why they have such a huge range of different coffee.
So cool. Traveling around, looking for beans.
That would be the ideal job for me. We'll see.
A bit of suspense.
Mm. Have a little nice.
Oh.
Cafe.
I don't know, they probably can't see it, but it's so cute. It's adorable.
It's a little cute. Alright, let's try it. It's just a little winged tulip.
We have some more questions.
Mm.
But first, the tasting. We have Jason saying, how long is a roasted bean still considered fresh?
When we got these, we got them on a Tuesday.
I think so.
They were roasted on a Monday. So
Super.
that's considered super fresh, you know? And I actually didn't open them for another 5 days, I think. Yeah, so I first tried this batch of coffee that I received on Friday. So I left them for 5 days to just degas, because you don't want your coffee to be too fresh.
Why?
Because when I roast coffee, for example, where I work, freshly roasted coffee smells like sunflower seeds. Right?
Okay.
Because coffee is kind of like a seed, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a seed or like it's not a fruit. It's actually a seed within the fruit. Anyway, you need to leave your coffee to rest after roasting for at least 3-4 days, before you start brewing, because that way it will have a chance for the CO2 to escape, because when you're roasting, CO2 is escaping from the bean and so on and so forth. But anyway, freshly roasted beans are considered probably from day 1 until basically day 30. It's still freshly roasted. If it's 3 months old, then it's a different story. But I've tasted nice coffee that was 6 months old. I had this bag of of coffee. I don't remember. I think it was from Duke's Coffee Roasters
Mm.
here in Melbourne. And it was 6 months old, and I forgot about it. And I had around 20 grams of coffee left.
It tastes
So I
like
made
wine.
Made it with the AeroPress. Still tastes amazing.
By the way, this coffee is so good.
This is delicious. Let me pinpoint what we're tasting.
Very floral. That's
Floral?
what. Yeah. I mean
The Nate is
that's
tasting flowers.
I'm tasting
When was
flowers.
the last time you ate flowers?
I don't know. It's like that you smell flowers and you kind of have that sort of taste in your mouth. I don't know. But you can eat some flowers too.
Yeah.
Now. Todd asks, if the brew or steam light goes off while brewing or steaming on gaja, should you cut off brew or steam until the light comes back on again? I think we covered that topic.
Yes, have a look at the video on how to get the most out of your Gaja Classic machine. That's our most popular video. That's when, after that video, a channel took off as well. And in that video, I explain how to basically make the most out of this machine without the PID kit. Now that we have the PID kit, I can't really show anymore how I used to make coffee because the PID kit is all connected in there and is taking care of the temperature surfing. But before, basically what I was doing is trying to ride the wave of temperature on this machine. So check that video out. It's called How to Get the Most Out of the Gaja Classic Machine. And if you follow those tips, don't follow them exactly to the second, because I'm saying over there that I'm pressing the steam button for 20 seconds and so on. That might not work for every machine because every machine is kind of different as well. But the method I'm using in that video is something you can replicate at home. You will need to do some trial and error, some experimenting, but that way, with temperature surfing, you will definitely improve not only your espresso, but also your steam power coming out of the steam wand as well. So I hope I answered your question.
Yes.
Just check out the video, follow the steps, do a bit of experimenting at home, and you'll be good.
Thanks, will do, he said.
Thank you.
Hans says, there's a Swiss scientist who did research and recommends 2 weeks degassing after roasting.
Look, it's possible. Look, I'm not gonna. I mean, I'm not a. Definitely, I'm not a Swiss scientist.
When science is involved, it gets a bit tricky.
There are many factors here that are playing a role, right? The darker you roast, the more CO2 is released. So the darker you roast, the longer you need to leave the beans to rest, because the more CO2 is released. With all these scientists that are talking, right? They're just giving general advice most of the time. And even people within the coffee industry, they're always giving general advice, which sometimes can be followed to every single word, and sometimes it can be kind of molded and manipulated to suit your particular case. If you had a light roasted coffee like this one, that one would probably release less CO2 than a darker roasted coffee, which would mean you don't really need to leave it to degas for a longer period of time. You could only leave it for like 5 days. This coffee is 7 days old from roasting, right? Mm-hmm. It was roasted on Monday this week, so 7 days ago, and it tastes amazing. I haven't left it for 2 weeks to degas, but it still tastes amazing. So I think the number one rule you should follow in coffee is taste, and then tweak everything else according to what you're tasting. Don't just follow rules blindly and then make up your mind based on those rules. So just taste stuff, experiment, change things, and taste again and see what's happening.
Wow, these are rules that you can apply in life in general.
Probably, but yeah, that's how it is basically. So here we have it. We tried the Ethiopia Kedamai.
And we liked it.
It's so. What's the date today?
It's
17th. It was roasted on the 11th, 1st, 2021.
6 days.
So beautiful coffee. Thank you to Genovese Coffee, and I think that the person who roasted this coffee is called Ben. So thank you, Ben, for roasting these amazing beans. I've really enjoyed all of these different coffees that I got from you guys. Thank you to everyone who joined us today.
Thank you.
Thank you to everyone who contributed a couple of dollars as well. We really, really appreciate that, because that means you enjoy our videos and you'd like to see more of our videos.
Yes.
Now, if you still haven't subscribed to this channel, please do. If you still haven't checked out our Instagram, it's TMBean channel, and there you get a daily dose of caffeinated content, basically. So we almost post probably 5 to 6 times a week. We take a day off every now and then, but you know. So check us out on Instagram as well, Facebook, TMBean channel. And yeah, I'll post the link to the PayPal below if you have an extra dollar and you wanted to contribute and support us. And that's all I want to say. Thank you very much for joining us. We really enjoy these live streams. Next week, probably on Tuesday or Wednesday, we have a new video coming out. And drum roll, please. It's gonna be about decaf coffee. So it's a controversial topic. We're gonna try some decaf coffee beans. We filmed this video a while ago, and me having great memory, I forgot to post it.
It's okay. Still
So
good.
it's coming on Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on how much time I have in the morning to post it. And I think you guys are gonna appreciate it, because it's a different take on decaf coffee. Everyone has their own opinion about decaf, but the type of person I am, I'm always open to having my opinions changed. So stay tuned for Tuesday or Wednesday. We're gonna post that, and that's it. We're back filming as usual. We'll try to do live streams whenever we can. Otherwise, now that Madeline is back from her holiday, we will continue making new and interesting videos. So, as I said, stay tuned, and thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Much love to your all friends, and that's about it. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
And now the X button.
There we go.